Hi everyone. So I really hope that I'm live. I don't know that I am. But I'm gonna start talking now. Today has been a day for technology. It has really been very difficult to navigate. If you would kindly please once again message on new stream. Hi. Blue. Yes. Hello. Hello, my darling. Welcome. Okay, it looks like I am live. Okay, good. So, let's get started. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? I really hope so. I'm going to share this stream on Facebook, invite people to come in. And let's get them all in here. How's your day going? How are you guys? It's so good to connect with you guys once again. So I want to make sure that we try to do this as a daily habit, because boy do we need it. It's been a very interesting times that we're in right now. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of new changes that are coming to the world that we're living in. Hi everyone. Hi. So good to see you guys. So, you know, when there's so much change and when we're coming to the unknown, we tend to feel very nervous about it. And so we need to remember that what we're projecting into our reality is everything that's in our mind, everything that's in our body, in ourselves. And that's something that's really important. And today I want to kind of show you what it really means to be this interconnected organism that we call the human body, okay? We are an interconnected human organism, which means that you are not just this physical body, this little shell that you have with these, 5 fingers, 2 arms, 2 legs. This physical body is just a holographic projection, one of the aspects in the physical of a holographic projection that's much larger, an organism, a bioorganism that is made up of physical and non-physical aspects. So it's really important for us to understand what that means. The physical and the non-physical are constantly communicating with one another. And we need to understand how the body works, because it'll help us understand when we have certain emotions, when we have certain thoughts, we are actually affecting on a larger scale the collective consciousness. Because again, we are one organism that's interconnected as infinite consciousness in all of these little fractals of that consciousness. And those fractals of consciousness are me, you, our neighbors, our community, our family, all of the parts, all of the humans that make up that network are those fractals of infinite consciousness. And so what that means, that each one of us that go out into our lives and experience the things that we experience, where do we what comes first, the events that happen outside of us, or are we projecting from the subconscious mind into our reality what we're experiencing? And so today I kind of want to go into the structure of how that works briefly, so you can understand why we're going to be doing the kind of meditation we're going to be doing together. What we're going to be working is we're going to be working on understanding those root emotions that cause and create and manifest in the physical, that project our experiences that we're having. Okay, so let's take a look at this. What happens? The human body is made up of physical and non-physical aspects. There are layers upon layers of dimensional frequency that make up this whole organism. There is the biophysical aspect, which is this human body. But the human body is made up of networks of information that is also streams of energy, of life force energy. They are runways in which the energy has to move through the body. And those are connected to the nervous system, the endocrine system, the muscles, the bones, down to the cellular level of your body. All of those systems are interconnected, which means that each one affects the other. If one is out of the balance, another one is going to go out of the balance. And that's how we have these kinds of little tile effects that happen when something goes out of balance in the body. We begin to feel it on the opposite side of the body. And it's important for us to understand how those networks networks are interconnected in the body because they help us understand why our health is the way that it is. If we are not drinking enough water, we're not moving the energy in the body, it becomes stagnant. And so it affects a lot of things. It starts to affect our stomach, then our bloodstream, and even more so can develop into more chronic illnesses or stagnation of energy, of life force through the body. So we have to be really aware of how those systems are interconnected so we understand what it means to heal. Now, healing, the definition for healing means becoming whole, okay? Becoming whole. So we become whole by rebalancing all of the aspects of ourselves that are out of balance. When something is out of balance, it's not working in a perfect system, cycling through those organisms and through the systems of the body that need to be constantly running. Everything has to be moving, right? So anything that's stagnant, it dies. It kind of breaks. Okay, what doesn't bend breaks. And so it's the same thing in the physical body. The physical body has to be a constant movement. Everything from the chakra systems that have to be moving constantly. These are vortices of energy in the body that are interconnected with these other organic systems like the organs, the endocrine system, and the nervous system, so on and so forth. All of the systems that make up this human body. Now we're going to take it to another level. Then we go into the energetic level of the body. Every single one of these systems is interconnected and projects holographically into your energetic field. So that field is literally made up of tentacles that are connecting to the next field, so on and so forth, that are around your body. Those tentacles are like little tiny receptors that send information back and forth from each of the layers of your body. Each of the layers of your body, coming from the inside out, are in the order of the chakra system: root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, and third eye, and our crown chakra, and so on and so forth. We have hundreds of chakras really in our energetic body, but the main ones that are running this biological system are the first 7 chakras within the body. That's why when we meditate, we really work on connecting and disconnecting and flushing out and moving the energy in the chakra system. It is within the chakra system that lies all of the information that is being fed into the subconscious mind that then feeds the events that are occurring in your life. And so I just want you to take that for a moment. So all of the information that's within the chakra system is being fed by multiple aspects of yourself. Your DNA down to the cellular level, okay? If you look in your body down to the most micro nano, image of your body, you're going to be looking at the atoms and the cells and all of those cells that make up and are being written, the proteins that are writing your DNA, okay? And each one of those is actually encoded with massive amounts of information. So everything that you're experiencing right here, right now, between me and you, we are recording as a whole 360 degrees, because it's not just our eyesight that's picking up and translating information. It is the entire human organism, 360 degrees. The back of your body is receiving information. The soles of your feet are receiving information. Your hair is receiving information. You as a whole are an organism of communication, and you are like a sponge which is constantly absorbing information from around you. And this is scientifically proven. Everything that I'm talking to you about is based on the science of the human body, which we're looking at life force energy and how it translates into the physical. So all of this information that we're picking up from around us is being stored literally holographically in the brain and other systems in the body that store information. As a matter of fact, each one of your organs is storing information. Each body part stores information. And that's why when we go into meditation, we can access those body parts and we can learn what's stagnant there. We can learn what's happening in those areas and inform ourselves upon what's in balance and out of balance in the human body. So this kind of understanding of how the human works is very, very important, because in the same way that this human organism is structured, the architecture of the human body is the exact same way, as above, so below, is in a fractal. We are a fractal of infinite consciousness, meaning that then if we understand how our human body functions, we understand how this matrix multiverse functions, because it is working in the same way. We have the human body, which is interconnected through the DNA to your ancestral lineage, which is interconnected with each and every one of us. Every one of you that is here with me online right now, we have a relative in common 2,000 years ago. Just 2,000 years ago. It's really not that long. We just finished a decade. But 2,000 years ago, we have a relative in common, which means that we have all originated from one main lineage at some point in this historical timeline of the human race evolving on this planet. So that means that we have a lot of shared information. And that means that we are cycling through cycles of information that we are really cycling from and clearing out as a collective. So the reason why I want to talk to you about this today, and I want you to take this image of our human body and look at it as a larger picture, is that the same way that we function as human individuals, or seemingly individual, we are interconnected with this entire human race. So every emotion that we feel is basically creating a vibrational signature that is sending information out to those around us. And some of us that are a little more empathic or more sensitive to other people's energies can pick up on that really, really quickly. We can pick up on other people's stress, on their anxiety, and then we feel nervous or we feel tied to reacting and behaving in learned ways that we have been programmed to react. So let's take a look at what's been happening in our world over the past couple days. A lot of us have come into panic, and our feelings of being safe, of feeling secure, we feel that has been pulled from underneath our feet, because now there is something that is a threat to our health and to our well-being. So as a collective, immediately we come into feeling so unsafe. And because we are emerging into a state of being in which is quite unknown, which is quite new to us, it causes us to feel this way. So we really have to begin to ask certain questions. And the questions are, okay, why are we feeling this way? And how can we take back our control of ourselves and our body? Number one thing to understand, that when massive amounts of information like these are put out and we are being put into a state of fear, we really have to question why that is. And that question can take you down many, many rabbit holes to look at the structures of our society today and how things are being managed and handled. But ultimately, the way that we react to those things is going to depend on our understanding of the world that's within us first, because we are looking outside as a mirror to everything that's been happening to us as a collective. As a collective, we have a lot of suppressed fear that we're cycling through for centuries. And every so often, cyclically, on this planet that we share together, comes an opportunity where all of that has to come up. Just the way all the dirt, just the way all of the things that are completely destructive to our society are being cleaned up. Sooner or later, we can look at what's been happening with Hollywood and with other of these, head people that are in control, that are being removed or taken out of certain, roles that are causing more toxicity in our society as opposed to pro-life. We are kind of being called to do the same thing internally. And right now, this is an opportunity for us to address our deepest fears. One of the deepest fears that we have as a collective human race is that of feeling safe. Anytime that we feel unsafe, that we feel threatened, that we feel that our health is going to be threatened, that our livelihood is going to be threatened. And so we got to get clear in understanding that these human bodies are going to be experiencing perhaps a lot of things in life, but we are not just this body. And all of us that are light workers and that are looking to work on much higher levels, which is where things are at, where the action is actually happening, we got to tap into that. You cannot tap into that information when you're in a state of fear. If you're down here in the first 3 chakras, you're not going to have access to that information. You're actually blocked because the fear creates a tremendous amount of stress in the body, and it begins to create, problems in the writing, in the script writing of your organism, literally, within all parts of the body. Okay, the muscles tense up, and muscles again are holding on to information. Parts of the body are holding on to information. You might not even notice your stomach muscles are tense in some areas. And today we're going to focus on that, on coming into a state of reconnection with the body so that we can begin to understand what exactly it is that we're storing in this body. But one of the things that I'm going to be addressing with you, and the reason why I wanted to talk about the human structure, is that what happens inside of us is happening collectively. Therefore, if we begin to work on that heaviness that we have within us, we can begin to change what is happening in the world around us. Please understand that your mind, the power of your mind, is so incredibly powerful that if 4 of us, 10 of us, 100, 1,000 of us, 2,000, 1,000,000 sit and hold space for the healing and the transmutation of this fear as a collective, we can literally affect the results of what's happening in the world around us. And so this is where we begin to take responsibility for our part as co-creators instead of coming into a victim role where we are afraid and we, want to hide and we want to run and, even go shopping and keep feeding into all of these things that are occurring around us. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to take precautions based on rationale, of course, where you have to be logical and take necessary steps to be cautious, because what's happening in the world around us is going to be affecting us for a couple months. This is just the beginning. It's just the beginning because it's going to be affecting the financial, a lot of financial institutions. It's going to be affecting the education of our kids. It's going to be affecting how we're receiving food, deliveries, everything is going to be affected, right? So our access to food, our access to all the things that we're normally accessing are going to be affected. So we have to, of course, take logical action in what we need to prepare ourselves for that. But what's important and what I'm here to talk to you about is your emotional state, which is incredibly important in this time. It's also important in keeping you safe, healthy, because when we come into a state of stress, this immune system begins to break down, right? And so the human body, that is the number one way of controlling the masses, is by keeping them in a state of fear. So we want to address our ability to control the fear, and work with that as a wonderful opportunity so that we don't fall into this vibrational frequency, which then becomes a match to any kind of virus or illness. The virus cannot come into the human body if it's not a vibrational match. Don't forget that. We're forgetting. We think that this virus is going to come in and take over the body if we're not cautious. Of course, there's precautions we need to take, washing your hands, being cautious of who you're around. But first, we project into our reality based on our vibrational frequency. And this is true for any kind of illness in the body. If your human organism has the immune system, which is created on a foundation of strong understanding of feeling safe, feeling calm, all of these attributes that create an environment for a strong immune system begin in the emotional body. So we're going to be working on that, on the aspects of the emotional body that need to come into this healing. Okay, so I'm going to talk more about the multidimensional body. There's much more to talk about. This is just coming into a teeny little intro to the multidimensional body. Okay, but today we're going to do a meditation, and that's why you guys are here with me today. So we're going to inhale deeply and exhale, and we're going to become familiar with the layers of the multidimensional body, and we're going to begin working with those layers. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to begin. Go ahead and inhale deeply and exhale. Coming into a moment of silence. We're going to begin by coming into a state of gratitude, feeling grateful for yourself for being here today, taking a moment to connect with yourself. You're going to visualize a grounding cord connecting the first 3 chakras down to the center of the earth. Go ahead and visualize a cord connecting your body down to the center of the earth. Inhale deeply and exhale. When we ground, we're connecting the first 3 chakras. We are controlling this space, controlling the emotions, being aware of the emotions. You're going to begin by surrounding yourself in a golden sphere of light. And your golden sphere, your protection can be made out of anything that feels real to you, actually. You can decide what it's made out of. Go ahead and visualize that protection. We're going to go and start working with the chakras. I want you to ground the home, the space that you're in. Ground your house down to the center of the earth using the 4 corners of the house, of your space that you're in, your office, your room, wherever you are. Ground the 4 corners of that space down to the center of the earth. We're going to fill this room with the color gold as we raise the frequency of this space. Color is information, it's vibrational frequency, and you have the power of directing and changing the vibrational frequency by setting an intention behind those colors. So we're going to fill this room with the color gold, and we're going to do the same for your homes. Filling it with the color gold, bringing peace, serenity, bringing the state of neutrality, energetic neutrality. Anyone else in the household that is feeling ill or out of balance or fearful, we're bringing them, we're grounding them, bringing them back into the present moment. Okay? Very good. You're going to start now that you've secured your space with the root chakra. Close the root chakra down to the size of a dime. When you close the root chakra, on the holographic projection of that chakra that surrounds the body, it becomes calm. You are calming it. You are literally bringing it closer to your body so you can begin to work with it. We're going to go up to the sacral chakra, the orange light. Close that chakra all the way down to the size of a dime, disconnecting any imbalance in the sacral chakra. Go up to the solar plexus. Close that chakra all the way down to the size of a dime, disconnecting any imbalances in the solar plexus. You're going to go up to the heart chakra. Open that chakra as wide as possible, opening the center of unconditional love, of connection. Inhale deeply and exhale. You're going to begin to feel your body coming back into the body, connecting with your body, feeling more calm, more connected, more centered. This is what we want, people. We want to feel this calmness, this connection to the body. You're going to go up to the throat chakra. Open that throat chakra as wide as possible, expanding that center. Opening the center of communication, of expression, the balance of the yin and yang in the body. Breathing, inhale, exhale, going up to the third eye. Open that chakra as wide as possible, opening the center of intuition. Please learn. This is so important to focus on the chakra system. Inhale deeply and exhale. You're going to go up to the crown. Some of you that have your creative color already, that have worked with me, fill in the crown chakra with your creative color. Those that don't have it, visualize a white screen in front of you, and in that white screen you're going to see a color. You are in reading state, which means that you're activating your psychic abilities. This is how psychics, their body goes into this state, closing or disconnecting the lower chakras and activating the heart, the throat, and the third eye, which allows you, these are realms of information that are interconnected with the planes of existence that tap into the Akashic plane, to this collective consciousness. So that's what you've brought your body into right now. You are now physically able to connect with the Akashic records and this network of information. So now that you have opened that, you can see the color that comes to mind. The first color that you see is the color that represents your highest vibrational frequency. Okay, so you're going to take that color and you're going to go up to the crown. The crown looks like a wheel with different sections. We're going to align each one of those sections with this color. You're going to fill it in. We're going to start with rebalancing our career, our work. Fill that in with a creative color. This is how the law of attraction works on an energetic level. You're setting your intention with all of these aspects of your life. The next is abundance. Fill that in. We're going to go a little fast now. The next is health. Really important right now. Fill that in with your creative color. Setting the intention that your health is in the optimal state. The mind is the master of this body. The body is not the master. We direct it, we make it do, respond in a compassionate, loving way in which we need to respond in a very aware and conscious way. The next is going to be abundance. Fill that in. The next is family. Fill that in. The next is partnerships. Fill that in. Setting the intention that all your partnerships are in alignment with your highest vibrational expression. Very good. The next is your soul journey, your spiritual life, your spiritual work. Fill that in, setting the intention that you're in alignment with your highest expression. Okay. And finally, your purpose. One of the most important aspects, you must align yourself daily with your purpose. If you want to begin to find change, if you feel lost, if you feel stagnant, if you feel stuck, if you don't know what to do next, if you need to know what you need to do next, how to remove yourself from a job that doesn't work into your purpose, if you're looking to find your purpose, every day you need to fill in this section. You need to align your intention. So vibrationally, you are attracting the people, places, and circumstances that align you to come into this highest expression of yourself. So you have your crown chakra brilliantly shining with your creative color. At the end of this, I would love to see what your creative colors are. Please share with me. So we're going to continue. Now that we are grounded down to the center of the earth, protected in our space, first 3 chakras closed, top 3 open, we're going to go deeper. You're going to visualize from the center of the earth a powerful green energy that comes rushing up into the body, creating a vortex of energy at the center core. Inhale, breathing in deeply. from the universe, from source. You're going to visualize a powerful wave of gold energy that comes down through the crown of your head, combining with that green earth energy. Go ahead and mix that green earth and cosmic energy in the center core. You're creating a vortex of energy. I want you to visualize this vortex the size of your body, because you are not just this body. Don't forget, you're a multidimensional organism. So you are now utilizing cosmic and earth energy to clear out the many non-physical layers of your body. So I want you to imagine that you're literally pulling any stagnation that you feel, heaviness, heat. All of you are going to speak with your body in a different way. Some of you might feel heaviness, some of you might feel a change in temperature in those parts of your body or out of body. You learn how you communicate with your body and clear out those blockages that are there in that space, okay? Very good. So now that you're beginning to release all of those, we're going to create channels of exit. One of them is going to go down to the center of the earth. You're going to send 10% back down to the center core of the planet. Go ahead and release it down to the center core. Inhale deeply and exhale. Push it out of the body. Push it out of the body. Gently eliminate all of that out of the body. Okay, let all of that go. Notice how it feels to release all of that stagnant energy out of the body. You're going to inhale deeply and exhale. Some of you might begin to feel lightheaded. Some of you might begin to feel tired because you're moving a lot of energy through the body, and we're moving entities, we're moving attachments, consciousness, life forms that are draining you of your energy. So when that happens, you're going to feel an energetic shift in your body. So be aware of that. But keep your focus on what you're doing, because this is a very crucial part to get you through this hump, energetic hump, into the next step. You're going to pull 80% of that combination up your spine, and from the crown of your head, you're going to create a fountain of energy that coats the outside of your sphere. And what you're doing here is you're addressing this anything outside of you that is physical, non-physical, that is tied to you energetically. You're neutralizing those ties. You're perhaps disconnecting from those ties. So go ahead and visualize clearing out any kind of deception, any toxic people, places, things that are attached to you energetically. You are clearing out of your energetic space. So go ahead and visualize that. Move it out. These are the projections that we're putting out, and it's important that we do this not just for ourselves but for the collective, because any kind of thought forms that we're projecting into reality that are toxic or not exactly in alignment with our highest expression, we're literally creating that in the outer world, in the physical plane. So we have to clear that. Sometimes it takes a moment for us to wake up, to become conscious, aware of what we're doing, and that's okay. The fact is that we do it and we start to change those patterns of behavior. So you're going to inhale deeply and exhale. Very good. You're going to go back to your solar plexus. You're going to pull up that final 10% of pure energy up your spine, down your arms. You're going to fill the inside of your body. I want you to feel that cosmic and earth energy surrounding your body. You're going to visualize it penetrating into the pores, the flesh, the muscles, the bones, down to the cellular core of your body. And I want you to visualize pulling up that energy like a vortex up your spine. Okay, going up into the pineal gland, clearing out. The spinal cord is one of the most important parts of your body. It is the original, let's say, storage system that connects to the brain, that is interconnected with all of the important systems in the body of intercommunication. And all information goes through the spine as it moves from one network to another, okay? So the spine is usually where we can find implants, attachments, entities. All of them are interconnected to the spinal cord. So this is where I want you to visualize you're literally flushing any kind of attachments that are within the spinal cord that are affecting our health, our mind, our body, our emotions. And so this is where external mind control is going to start disconnecting from your body, okay? And mind control can be affected in many different ways, even through technology. So go ahead and visualize that disconnect. And we're going to go deeper. So this is the basic state of meditation. You are now running energy. Very good, my loves. Now that you're running energy through your body, you are in reading state. You have entered a heightened state of awareness. You are in alpha state. And some of you might even be able to go deeper. But as you are here, I want you to begin to tap into the layers of your body, okay? We have 7 main layers other than the bio-human body that is surrounding our body. So we're going to begin to work with those layers. I want you to do a scan from the crown of your head down to the base of your feet. And I want you to notice where you're holding on to stagnant information that does not belong to you. Stagnant information that does not belong to you. So that means thought forms, programs, mind control programs, fear-based programs, any kind of emotions that you absorbed from people around you today, whether you are at work or with family or even just by yourself. What are you picking up from something you've heard on TV or through technology? I want you to notice which one of those things that are in your space belongs to you and which one doesn't. Okay, we're going to highlight the ones that don't belong in our space. Okay, becoming aware. Okay, and please do not, if you somehow get disconnected, this is really important to not leave in the middle of the meditation, especially when you are in reading state. If you choose to leave the meditation at any time, make sure that you are reopening your first 3 chakras. Don't go out into the world with your chakras closed. You are heightening your frequency, so you're going to be a magnet to things that don't need to come into your space if you're not consciously aware of how to protect yourself. Please understand that, okay? So now that you are fully protected in your space, okay, tap into those things that are attached to the body, okay? And we're going to do a scan of the body as we're doing this. Notice those parts that are attached to the body, and we're going to begin to work on the emotions. So I want you to review the emotions of the past 24 hours. And I want you to notice what emotions were a vibrational match to the things that are in your energetic space. Go ahead and notice that. I know that this exercise takes attention, so I'm going to give you a moment of silence to connect with that. Okay, noticing the emotions that have come up. And I want you to notice this emotion that you're feeling in your body. What is it connected to? What things in your energetic space are connected to that? Okay, you're going to notice that you're going to start seeing maybe attachments, maybe images or memories of things that have happened over the past 24 hours that have really been highlighted by those emotions. Go ahead and notice that. Okay. And so now that you've noticed the emotion, you've noticed what is connected to that, I want you to look at it almost as if you're looking at your body from a bird's eye view. You're looking down at your body, or from the side or from in front, however you wish to look at your body. I want you to look at your body from outside. And I want you to notice now that you look at it, take a look at yourself. Being aware of that emotion. What does that emotion look like? Take a look at it. What does that emotion look like? Does it have a form? Does it have a shape? Does it have a color in your body? What is it attaching to? What does the attachment look like? Does it have a shape? What layers is it affecting? And you can just notice that by noticing how far out this object or entity extends around your body. Go ahead and notice that. Okay. Okay. I want you now to visualize. I'm going to show you a new technique today to clearing out some of these blockages. I want you to visualize a vortex of white light that opens up somewhere in front of you in your space. This vortex is going to represent a 0 point. It's going to be a portal into the 0 point, which means that it's a portal that it's like a white hole that sucks everything back into source. Our job in transmutation, as humans, we are transmuting from the moment we are born to the moment we die. We are constantly an organism that is transmuting energy constantly. Whether you are aware of it or not, every time that we are becoming aware of something within ourselves, we are transmuting information, because the awareness helps us to understand how to direct that energy. And so what that means is it helps us understand how to comprehend, how to release. On an emotional, physical level, if we have, for example, a toxic relationship with something, first thing is to become aware of the toxic relationship. The next thing is to be able to understand it fully, understand our part, our engagement, our contribution to that toxic relationship, and then understand others' contribution. Understand the cause and effect of the interrelationships that we have with all things around us. That deep understanding helps us to understand how we wish to react and respond to those things. And that in itself allows you to identify how you're going to transmute yourself from one state to another as a result of all these cause and effect things that happen in your life. So those are the forms that we transmute information, energy. That's how you rewrite your DNA, is by fully understanding. Now, the next step from that, in order to release completely the attachment to toxic people, places, things, or events in our life, is by creating the compassion and through the awareness, and then forgiveness. Okay, so there's going to come a point that when you're done, you've understood all the moving parts of an experience, that you can emotionally then transmute the negative emotions into this conscious awareness, in order for you to then begin to forgive the other and forgive yourself. And that the power of that forgiveness is so transformative, not just on a physical level, but multidimensionally. We are moving through attachments energetically that are not only attached to you, but your entire ancestral lineage. That's how powerful this work is and how it represents itself in our life. So go ahead and notice now that you have identified that kind of dynamic, that transmutation. What do you need in order to transmute these blocked energies that are within your body? Go ahead and notice, now that you've become aware, that power of forgiveness and power of releasing. That's the true release of things, is that you fully comprehended something. And when you do, the trigger of that cyclical pattern, because you're going to notice that what you've experienced in that one experience is actually something that is interconnected with other experiences in your life. So that's a part of the transmutation of human evolution. Okay? So as you have now identified those emotions and the attachments that are there, how do you need to release that? Go ahead and tap into that. What do you need in order to release and let go of that attachment that's in your body? What do you need to help transmute that emotion that you're feeling, so that you're no longer a vibrational match to that attachment? Go ahead and tap into that. Take a moment, observe yourself, and sometimes it helps to look at yourself from outside, but also be aware of what's happening inside of your body. How does that emotion feel? What is it connected to? You can begin to look at transparently how that emotion interconnects with more than one organ, more than one layer of this multidimensional body. So as you begin to become aware of that, you're going to begin to transmute, and we're going to now take that new emotion that is required to heal, and you're going to bring it into your space. So you can visualize a color that represents it, a word. Give yourself whatever is needed. And as you do that, you're going to release, allow that 0 point vortex to transmute and take this entity that is in your body, this energy, this attachment, this form out of your body, and take with it that emotion that no longer serves you now. So allow that vortex, that white hole, to take out all of that. It's going to suck it up. What you're doing is you're introducing this attachment, which is also consciousness. Since you have become aware, since you have become conscious and understood what you need to transform it, you are now introducing this consciousness into that white light. So allow that white light to absorb, allow this being to be introduced to that, and release it out of your space. Release it out of your space. You're going to inhale deeply and exhale, release. Okay, and with it goes that emotion. This is how you create really deep healing in the body. And now what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of memories come up that are maybe linked to that emotion, linked to that entity. And maybe that entity has been there since you were a child. Maybe it was there at conception. These are where we begin to learn the very intricate layers of our subconscious mind, because it's not so simple. These things are programs that are really deeply rooted within us. And as we remove this emotion out of the body, I want you to fill that space, because now energy never is eliminated. All we're doing is transmuting. So you now fill this space in the body where you have cleared that out with this white light, or you can use source light, whatever color feels healing to you. I want you to bring that color into your space and imagine that you're sealing that part of your body. You're sealing the chakra, and emotionally you are feeling more complete. So now, if you've done this correctly, you're going to feel more solid. You're going to feel your body more calm. You're going to feel like a weight is lifted. You're going to feel a very deep understanding based on the clearing of that emotion, okay? And you might need more time to do this on your own. Sometimes it takes, quite some time. So please do this practice continuously after you practice with me. So now that you have cleared that out of your space, go on and move on to the other aspects of yourself. We're going to visualize flushing everything in our space that doesn't serve us out into that 0 point vortex. Okay, and before we continue doing that, I just want to add one more thing, that whatever program you have now transmuted through that entity that you've removed out of your space, okay, is actually connected to other life forms that you are connected to. So other beings and even your ancestral lineage. So I want you to visualize all of your ancestors that are interconnected to that program, and you can work releasing them as well. So you're going to see all of those ancestors, all of the people that are interconnected with that emotion in front of you. You're going to surround them in a white light. And just by observing them, I want you to notice, what is it that they need in order to come into their highest expression? Go ahead and take a look at that. What is it that's missing? Usually it's going to be the same thing that you've identified for yourself, but notice if there's something else. You're going to provide that for them. Go ahead and visualize providing all of them with that consciousness that you need to give them, that awareness. And you're going to see them transform into white light, and you're going to let them leave your space. Go ahead and visualize them leaving your space. Very good. All right, so now you're going to come back into your body, and now that you're reconnected with yourself, I want you to begin to work with your chakra centers again. The root chakra, you're going to open that root chakra back into a balanced state. Go ahead and visualize that root chakra, spinning it as fast as possible, clearing out all of those blockages in the root chakra, going up to the sacral, opening it back up. And when you open the chakras now, you're going to feel a more expansive feeling around your entire body. You have literally gone to those layers of your multidimensional body and worked with information that is interconnecting you. Go up to the solar plexus, open that chakra back into a balanced state. Go up to the heart chakra, closing it gently back into a balanced state. The throat chakra, closing it back into a balanced state. Third eye, closing it back into a balanced state. And you're going to go up to your crown, and it's shining brilliantly with your creative color. You're going to take that up into the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13. Go ahead and turn it up all the way to the top. You're going to activate your DNA. This is how you activate your DNA. You're activating these layers of your body that are interconnected with the human, the physical and the non-physical. So go ahead and activate those parts of your body. Inhale deeply and exhale. Now you ground it down to the center of the earth. And you're going to come back into the room. Okay. Very good. Now that you're back into your body, and as you open your eyes, I would love to help answer any questions. If anyone has questions about that practice, if anyone had problems with it, go ahead and let me know. I want to thank you so much for joining me today in this meditation. There is so much more to talk about here, and there are, it seems like we always only scratch the surface, but there are many more things that we need to become aware of when it comes to healing the human body in order to really create a change and effect. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and answer them. I do have some questions here that have come up, so let me see here. Okay. So one of those questions were this. Let me see. One of the questions were, how do you work with yin and yang energy? Okay, so here's what happens. The body has a yin and a yang, right? It has the right side of the body is yang, which is the masculine. The left side of the body is yin, which is the feminine. So how do we rebalance that? We rebalance that by fixing any of the traits of the divine feminine and masculine that are out of balance within us. How do we know that they're out of balance? Our understanding of the divine feminine and masculine is beginning at the conception of our life. So when we are in the womb, we are learning and absorbing all our environment, and we learn everything through the womb, through our mother and our father, whether they're present or not present, whether the environment is safe or unsafe. We are constantly absorbing from them all of those emotions, feelings, and experiences that they're going through. So this is defining through those experiences our understanding of the feminine and masculine energies on this planet. Now, that is also affected by the contribution of the information that is within your DNA, your genetic lineage, how her mother understood what the feminine and masculine is, and so on and so forth, down that ancestral lineage. Any kind of false beliefs, suppression, any kind of aspects of belief systems that are out of balance or toxic. For example, anything. It could be like the woman, or beliefs in, the roles of how a woman is, or sexuality, or the man and their role, so on and so forth. All of that makes up your belief system in how the man and the woman should operate. This is also going to define your relationships with people. So for example, your partners that you come into, the women that you meet, the men that you meet, they are going to be replicating the same belief systems. And it's not always going to be so black and white, because it actually goes much deeper than that, in layers of understanding. So for example, if you had an alcoholic father that was very abusive, you may think that you're going to go out and find a husband that is non-alcoholic, that is not abusive. And you might find that on the outside, but subconsciously, the same root programming that your alcoholic father had that caused him to behave in that way, you're going to be finding it in your new partner. Okay, and it's not going to come up the same way. It's not going to be the same alcoholism. It's going to be something else. The thing is the root cause of the behavior, which is a mirror of your belief system and your understanding of how those roles need to be played. So it's really, really, really important to do that work, because it's creating your life. It's defining your life experiences. So it's really, really important that we understand how to rebalance those feminine and masculine aspects. And it's also shown in the physical body. So for example, if you have problems in your right side of your body physically, it means that the masculine perspective is out of balance. Okay, that's a way for you to begin to understand how that needs to work. And then those need to be addressed accordingly. All right, so we have a question. Is the earth going through energy update? Feeling a lot of energy? Absolutely. I mean, we are, as I mentioned earlier in the video, coming into this major opportunity for an awakening. What better way to get you guys out of this cyclical pattern of living in your daily grind without conscious awareness than to shake things up in a sense where it's calling everyone to attention. And this particular experience that we've gone to energetically and globally is exactly what we have been saying is going to be happening for many years now. We were saying there has to be a great awakening. There has to be something to propel us forward. And the invitation has been gently over the past couple years to come in and address the deep fears that we have within us. And when that doesn't happen individually, it doesn't happen collectively. When it doesn't happen collectively, a transmutation has to occur, because evolution is the natural design of this entire organism that we are a part of. So again, this is why it's so important to do inner work, inner healing. It's not just about you making yourself be a good person or have a good life or stop suffering. We're talking about you are an integral part of a larger organism, and how you work and how you change yourself changes the collective on a level that really we're just beginning to understand. Everything that you do in your life to heal and to transform you heals your children, heals your ancestors. That's how powerful this work is. So this is a really important opportunity for you to really address and do the work so that we can begin to change. And again, the purpose of this meditation today was to change those emotional programs so that we can begin to affect that change holographically into our reality collectively. Luana asks, I had difficulty with the new healing, but I will keep practicing. Thank you so much. Okay, great. If you want to type in where part was difficult, let me know so I can help address it here. I'm sure other people might have that problem too. Brave Seal, my color was indigo and gold. That is so beautiful. Okay, so, and I will do another video, and I think I've addressed this in other videos sometime too, but the crown chakra is basically the vibrational signature of the entire organism. So the color indigo and gold tells you where you are in your spiritual evolution. It tells you what parts of you need to be addressed, healed, in order for you to progress further. Okay, so it's very important to understand that, and you can learn about that by getting to know color, understanding what color frequencies are defining. Okay. Question: what if you're adopted and don't know your ancestors? Are you clearing biological ancestors? Do we hold lineage from biological ancestors or adopted? Awesome question. I get this question a lot. We're actually, when we come into adopted families, we're clearing out 2 lineages that we're connected to, and you're connected to both those lineages more than one life. Okay, so biologically in your DNA, you're holding on to major clearing from ancestral lineage, but you chose to expand that healing to another lineage, okay? Because the new family that you came into is also a vibrational match to the ancestral lineage. What do I mean? All of the programs that have been cycling down your biological ancestral lineage are a vibrational match to the programs that have been going down in the lineage of your new family as well. And they will complement each other. So, those of you that have come in here that are adopted or that come into foster families or something like that, your work here is so amazing and so powerful because you've come here not only to deal with your own ancestral lineage, which more than likely you've been in that lineage so long that you've already mastered several times a lot of the programs that are there. And now you need to expand that healing to the next lineage in which you are also involved in. So all of these are actually a much larger family, and it's one organism that is learning, healing the lessons. You know what those lessons are by understanding what are the emotional blockages that you have in your life that you can't seem to get through. Those are the embodiment of the programs that are being cycled in your lineages. Okay, so really you don't even need to know them. If you go in and you start looking at those emotional experiences, it's going to take you, your higher self will tap into the Akashic records in which you're going to be looking at the information. It's in your DNA. You don't even need to know them. All the information is running through your veins, literally running through every molecule of your body. So that's how we begin to work with that information. Okay. My color was purple and some gold as well. Awesome, Rick. That's awesome. Anushi, but still, I didn't understand what is the exact program I'm dealing with my ancestors. I want to heal that. Great. So it's easy to identify the program by learning and identifying the emotion that keeps coming up in your life. What emotion is that? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it feeling helpless? What is it? Which emotion keeps coming up? Take that emotion, feel it in your body. What is it triggering? Take a look at your triggers. Your triggers are the key to understanding the ancestral lessons that we're moving through. Because what triggers you, it's what triggers your father, your mother, and down that entire lineage as well. That's the gateway to understanding that. Okay. My color is green. Awesome, Anushi. I love that. Add some gold to that, please. Maria Torres, I feel buzzing and tingling all on my body and emotional, and my color is purple and bright yellow. Wow, we have a lot of purple and bright yellow. And something that's really funny is sometimes when I get people to meditate in groups, because we're so interconnected, and look how beautiful this is, we kind of pick up on other people's vibrational frequency. Purple is the color of intuition, of the third eye. So that means that we are developing our intuitive self. Collectively, this is a message to all of us right now. What we need is our intuition right now to navigate these stormy waters that we're in right now. And we need to trust that intuition more than anything. Anytime that we begin to feel that we're not able to trust, that's a problem. Thank you, my dear. Oh, hi, Baya. Oh my God, so happy to connect with you. I'm so happy to see you here. I was having trouble identifying the programming that I needed to release to heal myself and my ancestry. Okay, great. So again, it's looking at that blockage, and maybe I answered it with answering Anushi's question, is what is that trigger that comes up? Because what's triggering you is a result of events that happened since childhood. And any time that we didn't heal or have unfinished emotional business with those programs, we're stuck. And so what that means is that we're going to be reliving those programs over and over again. And it could have stemmed in a very traumatic event, or it could be something that is seemingly so insignificant as your mother didn't answer you when you called to her, or your father was at work all the time, never came home. So this is so important, and it really goes to show the importance and the value and the beauty of this human bioorganism that we are, that functions as a sponge. Every information that is being brought into the body is again affecting ourselves on a deep way. So we have to learn how we are affected by those experiences. Okay, I watched your How to deal with people, jealousy. Okay, great. So the program is jealousy. Jealousy meaning that someone has something that we don't. So the question is, why do we feel that what we don't have defines our worth? Okay, why is our worth defined based on external factors or on receiving acknowledgement from others? Notice what part of you can provide yourself with the things that we are expecting from others outside of us. Okay, so that's really important that we begin to hold space there, and that we can do more work with that one. Erica says, my color's teal but picked up gold and purple as well. I love it. It's amazing. Okay, Angela Kyer, I watched your video, The Seekers, 3 times and was so amazed by it and asked for a sign if I am. Show me a feather. Oh my gosh. There was no way I would see it in my bedroom. Amazing. Within 15 minutes, I tripped into 3 feathers. That's incredible. Wow, that's amazing, Angela. That's amazing. Thank you so much for watching that. And for anyone that is curious, you guys can watch. That's Alba Wyman's regression 133, I think, or is it 178? I forget. If you guys know the number, please put it below. Marlo, how are you? Welcome. So my loves, I had such an amazing time. What does gold signify? Okay, so great question. Gold is it's a high vibration, but it's neutral. It's neutralizing frequency. And so when we add that to your vibrational frequency in your crown, you are setting the intention, because the colors that we have in the crown will identify the state of your full signature. And that means that ultimately what we want to do is come from the fragments of rainbow into white light, into this, there's many layers of these frequencies that are colors that are even beyond our visibility. But in the human plane, our job is to be able to come back into that 0 point, into that white light. And we do so by transmuting information. That means shifting gently those frequencies of information until we push this entire organism into the highest expression of itself, which means that you're coming into a higher frequency. So gold helps you heal the color that you have in your crown chakra until it comes and filters out all of the ancestral deprogramming. You're going to come into that rainbow body, that light body. The Buddhists talk about the rainbow body. We talk about enlightenment, the pineal gland opening, flowering. When we come into this enlightenment self, that's when we come into white light. And so that's our goal. So each color, because we're going to be changing colors many times in our lifetime as we evolve, as we heal more and more and more. And when you start feeling blocked, it means that maybe change that color. Okay, if you've been working with a color for a certain amount of time and you're still feeling blocked or like it's not working, it's time to change the color. It means that you've already healed something. Now it's time for the next one. So I always offer putting gold to help clear out those blockages that are there in the crown. Okay, my color is fuchsia. Beautiful. My color is gold and white light, like the sun. Beautiful. Okay, guys, thank you so much. It was so much fun being here. I really love doing this with you. And if you guys have more questions, please write in below. I love answering your questions and being of service to you any way I can with this information. Okay, I hope it helps. All my love to you, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.